GTM Podcast Vidhura The Wise EP07. Hello everyone and welcome to GTM Podcast mini-series Buddha Stories. Here we listen to stories of the Lord Buddha's past lives to gain a deeper understanding of Buddhist wisdom. In this series of podcasts, we will learn the lessons of Vidhura the Wise, the man who excels in the truthfulness perfection. Before we begin, if you have not listened to the previous episode yet, we suggest you go back and listen to it first before you start for more understanding on the story. And one more thing, please subscribe, like and share our podcast to support and help us continue the program. Now, if we are all set, let's begin our story. From the last episode, after listening to King Dhammakaya recount the discussion in the park concerning which king's moral conduct was the greatest, Vidhura the Wise pronounced the judgment that all four kings' virtues were equally praiseworthy. With respect and admiration for his great wisdom, each king presented the sage with a precious gift and shortly afterwards returned to their kingdom. The Naga King has a beautiful wife by the name of Queen Vidhura Devi. Upon her husband returned to the underwater world, she noticed that the priceless crystal sphere which he wore around his neck was gone. So she asked, "My lord, have you lost your precious crystal sphere?" The Naga King answered by describing the details of his visit to Indapati city and the brilliant teachings of Vidhura the Wise. As she listened intently to her husband sing the praise of the great sage, she felt an irresistible desire to hear the wise one preach the Dhamma. The queen wanted her husband to invite Vidhura to the Naga realm, but knowing that he would never agree, as King Dhammakaya was protective of his precious sage and would never permit him to be out of his sight or away from Indapati city. So the queen devised a plan. With the help of her servants, the queen pretended to be ill and confined to her bed with a high fever. After a few days, the Naga King asked her handmaids, "Where is my beloved queen? I have not seen her." The servant, responding as the queen had instructed, replied, "Her Majesty has been terribly ill, sire, and cannot leave her bedchamber. Due to the love that he has for his wife, the king left immediately for the queen's golden palace. When he reached the royal bedchamber, he could see her Majesty was pale and weak. He softly sat on the bed, tenderly touched the queen's arm and whispered, 'My dearest, what troubles you? What can I do to make you feel better?' The queen moaned, 'My lord, in the human realm, it is normal for a pregnant woman to crave a certain food. I too am suffering from a certain craving.' The concerned king asked, 'What is it that you crave? I will bring it to you. I want you to get well.' The queen groaned, 'My lord, I wish to have a taste of Vidhura the Wise heart. Please bring it to me, making sure that he is not injured in any way. As soon as I have a taste of his heart, I will recover quickly. Otherwise, I am afraid I will not be here with you much longer." Queen Vidhura Devi's wish shocked the king. He knew he could not fulfill her request. He said sadly, "My dearest, your craving for Vidura's heart is like a yearning to own the sun and the moon. It is impossible to satisfy. It is difficult to get near the great sage. He is admired and cherished by all the kings of the Khombu continent and is well guarded. It is impossible to bring him here." Hearing this, the queen responded, "Since my craving cannot be satisfied, I will say my goodbyes to you now." She pulled the blanket over her face and turned her back away from him. The worthy king left Her Majesty's chamber, thinking about a way he could satisfy his wife's craving. However clever a man may be, no matter the number of battles he has won, there is no equal to the trickery of a woman the like of the Naga Queen. For the love of his queen, will the king find a way to satisfy her request and secure the heart of the great sage? The story continues in the next episode of Vidhura the Wise, the man who excels in the truthfulness perfection. Please subscribe, like and share our podcast with family and friends. Until next time.